Have you ever been sitting quietly at home, maybe sipping your morning tea or folding laundry, when a song you haven't heard in decades suddenly comes on? And just like that, you're not in your living room anymore. You're back at a school dance or on a long drive with someone you loved or laughing in the kitchen with old friends. It's incredible how music can do that, isn't it? One melody, one familiar beat, and suddenly we remember not just where we were, but how we felt young, free, alive. Now, here's the amazing part. Science is catching up to what we've always felt in our hearts. Music doesn't just spark memories or bring joy. It can actually support our health in powerful ways, especially as we get older. And no, you don't have to be a musician or sing like Frank Sinatra for it to work. You just have to listen, enjoy, and let the rhythm do its thing. In this video, we're going to explore how music can help us live longer, feel better, and even move a little more smoothly through life, without feeling like we're adding one more chore to our wellness checklist. If you've ever thought, I want to take better care of myself, but I don't want to feel like work, then this might be just what you need. Let's start with something many people notice, but rarely talk about: mood. As we age, there are days when we feel more alone than we used to. Friends move away. Family members get busy. The world changes faster than we like. And on some days, even the weather seems determined to keep us feeling blue. But have you ever put on your favorite upbeat song, maybe something from your youth, and notice how the gray clouds in your mind start to lift just a little? That's not a coincidence. Music has a direct line to the emotional center of our brains. When we listen to a song we love, our brains release dopamine. That's the same chemical responsible for feelings of happiness and pleasure. It's like your brain saying, hey, this feels good. Let's do more of this. And the beautiful thing is, this kind of joy doesn't require a prescription, a gym membership, or a new diet. It just needs a little time and your favorite playlist. If you're thinking, well, that's lovely, but I've heard music can help mood before, let me add this. Consistent mood boosts from music can actually reduce the effects of long-term stress. That's important because stress is one of those sneaky things that wears down the body quietly. Over time, it affects our sleep, our blood pressure, even our memory. But when you build music into your daily routine, even just 10 or 15 minutes a day, you're giving your body a break, a chance to breathe, a reset button. Now imagine starting your day not with the news or a long to-do list, but with a song that brings you joy. Maybe it's something soft and calming like a bit of classical guitar, or maybe it's a golden oldie that gets your toes tapping before you've even had your coffee. You're not just enjoying yourself. You're giving your body and mind a fresh, healthy start. And here's another benefit that might surprise you. Music helps movement. If you've ever caught yourself dancing a little while washing dishes, or found yourself tapping your foot in a waiting room, you already know this. Music naturally invites us to move. And movement, especially as we age, is one of the most important things we can do for longevity. Now, I'm not saying you need to sign up for Zumba or do jumping jacks in the living room, although if you do, more power to you. But even gentle movements, swaying, clapping, tapping, or walking to the beat of your favorite tune, can improve circulation, balance, and joint flexibility. And the best part? It doesn't feel like exercise. That's the magic of music. It turns movement into play. Some people find that music helps them stick to a walking routine. Instead of saying, I'll walk for 20 minutes, they say, I'll walk for 3 songs. And before they know it, they've gone a little farther, felt a little better, and smiled a whole lot more. There's something deeply comforting about the rhythms and patterns in music. Our bodies naturally respond to those patterns. Our heart rate sinks, our breathing steadies, and our muscles relax. So even if you're not dancing around the kitchen, just sitting and listening can have a calming, grounding effect. But let me tell you something I love most about how music supports longevity. It reconnects us with ourselves. As we get older, it's easy to feel like we're losing pieces of who we used to be. Maybe you used to sing in the car with your kids, or dance in the living room with your spouse. Maybe you played an instrument years ago, or simply love going to concerts. Music has a way of bringing those pieces back to you, even if just for a moment. And sometimes that moment is all you need to remember. You're still that person. You're still full of spirit and energy and stories. Music doesn't just remind us of the past. It helps us feel alive right now. Now that we started exploring how music lifts your mood and gently encourages movement, let's keep going. Because there's still more to discover about how these simple melodies can help keep our minds sharp and our hearts full. Let's take a closer look at how music connects to memory and how it can even help protect the brain. Because if there's one thing that music does beautifully, it's helping us remember, not just moments and memories, but also names, words, emotions, even parts of ourselves we thought had faded with time. You might have experienced this yourself. You hear an old tune, and suddenly you remember the lyrics like you just heard them yesterday. Yet at the same time, you can't seem to find your reading glasses that are sitting right on your head. Isn't that something? This connection between music and memory isn't just charming, it's powerful. Researchers have found that music activates more areas of the brain than almost anything else. It lights up the parts responsible for language, movement, emotions, and most importantly, memory. That's why music therapy is being used more and more with people who have Alzheimer's and other forms of dementia. Even when someone struggles to remember their own name, they can often still sing every word of a song from their younger years. It's almost like the music holds their hand and says, "Come back for a while. Let's walk through this memory together." Now, you don't need to be diagnosed with anything to benefit from this. Listening to music regularly, especially music you associate with meaningful times, can actually help keep your brain sharp. It encourages your brain to make new connections and hold on to the old ones. And the more we keep those neural pathways strong, the more resilient our minds become as we age. So maybe you create a little ritual. Each morning or evening, you put on a song that reminds you of a happy time. Let that moment wash over you. Don't rush it. Let yourself remember who you were, who you still are. The brain loves patterns and repetition. So revisiting those same songs regularly can give your mind something familiar and comforting to return to, like a warm cup of tea for your thoughts. And if you feel a little extra adventurous, try singing along. No matter how you think you sound, singing is a full brain activity. It gets the language centers working, the lungs involved, even the heart in rhythm. And most importantly, it puts a little joy back in your chest. Don't worry if you forget a few words. Make them up. That's part of the fun. Now, let's talk about connection, not just brain connections, but human ones. As we grow older, staying connected with others becomes more and more important. But it's also easy to feel isolated. Children grow up and move away. Old friends drift off or pass on. And some days, the world can feel awfully quiet. But music, well, music gives us something to share, a reason to call someone, a way to feel less alone. Have you ever shared a favorite song with a grandchild? Or played a tune you loved when you were their age, just to see their reaction? It's a beautiful moment, like building a little bridge between generations. You're not just telling stories. You're letting them feel your youth, your joy, your rhythm. Maybe you join a community choir or attend a local concert in the park. Maybe you invite a neighbor over for coffee and play background music from your favorite decade. Music brings people together, always has, always will. You don't need a big group, either. Sometimes just singing along to the radio while someone cooks beside you is enough. It fills the space with something warm and familiar. And for those who live alone, music becomes a faithful companion. It keeps the silence from settling in too deep. It lifts the mood when the house feels a little too still. It reminds us that we're still part of something larger, a world full of voices, melodies, and feelings that connect us all. It's funny, isn't it? Something as simple as humming a tune while making breakfast can suddenly make the day feel lighter. It's not about fixing everything. It's about making each moment feel a bit more alive. Now, I know some of you might be thinking, but I'm not musical. And I want to gently push back on that idea. You don't have to play an instrument, read music, or perform in public to be musical. If your heart has ever tapped along to a beat, if your lips have ever moved along with melody, you are musical. If music has ever made you cry, laugh, or smile unexpectedly, then it's already living inside you. And if it's been a while, that's okay. Start small. Dust off an old CD, or search for your favorite artist on YouTube. There are so many easy ways to bring music back into your life, and none of them have to be complicated. Sometimes it's just a matter of remembering what made you feel good and giving yourself permission to enjoy it again. Some folks even find comfort in creating playlists, little collections of songs for different moods. One for mornings, one for walking, one for rainy days, one for dancing in the kitchen. It becomes a personal soundtrack, a way to stay connected to joy, to memory, and to movement all at once. The more you surround yourself with music, the more you begin to feel that daily rhythm of life return, not in the way it once was, but in a new, calmer, wiser way. It's not about turning back time. It's about turning up the volume on today, letting today be filled with sound and soul. And sometimes you'll notice that your body feels better too. Your breathing slows. Your blood pressure settles. You sleep more deeply after a peaceful song in the evening. The effects are gentle, but they add up like water shaping stone. Music works on us slowly, with love. As we continue, we'll look even more closely at how these quiet effects ripple outward, how music can soothe anxiety, support better sleep, and even encourage healing in ways we might not expect. Because those ripples, though small, can touch every corner of your day. Let's take sleep, for example. How many nights have you found yourself tossing and turning, staring at the ceiling, your mind racing with every thought under the moon? Maybe it's worries about family, health, or just the strange quiet of the night. But what if instead of trying to force yourself to sleep, you invited a little music in? Slow, calming music, especially gentle instrumentals or soft vocals, has been shown to help regulate breathing, lower your heart rate, and ease the nervous system into rest mode. It's like a lullaby for grown-ups, and no shame in that. We all need comfort, no matter how many birthdays we've had. Try playing a soft playlist while winding down for bed. Let the music play as you brush your teeth, change into pajamas, and slip under the covers. Keep the lights low, let your shoulders relax, and breathe with the rhythm of the song. Before you know it, your body might begin to respond, not because you're forcing it, but because you're gently leading it toward peace. And if falling asleep still feels tricky, don't fight it. Let the music be your companion. Sometimes just lying there, letting the melody wash over you, is enough to quiet the mind. You don't have to solve everything before morning. Let the song hold your worries for a little while. Now, let's talk about something else music does almost like magic. It lifts our mood. We've all had those blah days where everything feels gray and heavy. Maybe you wake up feeling tired, or the weather's gloomy, or you just can't find your spark. That's where music can step in like an old friend who knows exactly what to say, without saying a word. It doesn't have to be anything fancy. Put on a song that makes your foot tap, something from your teenage years, or a tune you danced at a wedding, or one your kids used to love. Let yourself move a little, hum along, smile even if you don't feel like it. The body follows the mind, and the mind often follows the music. There's a reason music is used in so many forms of therapy. It stimulates dopamine, the feel-good chemical, and helps shift our focus from what's wrong to what's still possible. Even on hard days, music reminds us that joy isn't gone. It just needs a little invitation. And sometimes it helps to make that music yourself. Don't worry, I'm not saying you need to pick up a trumpet or start a rock band. Unless you want to, then go for it. But simple things, like drumming your hands on the table, shaking a small tambourine, or even clapping to a beat, can reconnect you to rhythm and movement. Singing, especially, is such a beautiful way to express emotion. It doesn't have to be perfect, just honest. Try singing while you fold laundry, cook dinner, or water your plants. The more you let sound come from your body, the more alive you'll feel. It's a way to claim the moment, to say, I'm still here, and I've still got something to sing about. And the beautiful thing is, music doesn't care how old you are. It doesn't judge your voice, your memory, your mobility. It simply meets you where you are. Whether you're walking with a cane, sitting in a chair, or still dancing in the living room, music adjusts to you. It bends and flows and wraps around your life like a warm scarf. There's also a deeper layer to all of this, something more subtle, but just as important. Music helps us process our emotions. It gives shape to feelings we sometimes can't explain. Grief, nostalgia, longing, hope. These don't always come out in conversation, but they show up in song. Have you ever listened to a tune that made you cry for reasons you couldn't quite name? That's not weakness. That's healing. It means the music found something in you that needed to be heard, even if only for a moment. Let those moments come. Don't be afraid to feel. Play that old song that reminds you of someone you've lost. Sit with the sadness. Then, when you're ready, play something joyful, not to forget the pain, but to remember that life still holds beauty, too. Music holds space for both, the bitter and the sweet. It lets us grieve without drowning and hope without pressure. It connects us to the richness of life, even when that life feels slower than it used to. And through all this, the sleep, the memory, the mood, the emotion, what we're really doing is tuning into something ancient and deeply human, a rhythm older than any of us, yet somehow still personal. Music doesn't just support longevity in a medical sense. It supports the soul. It gives us something to wake up for, something to look forward to, something to share. So the next time you feel a little low or a little restless, or just unsure what to do with your afternoon, try reaching for a song. Let it meet you where you are. Let it remind you of who you've been and who you still are. You don't have to fix everything. You just have to show up. Press play. Take a breath. And as the music plays, know this. Every note, every beat, every melody you welcome into your day. It's like a small act of care, a promise to yourself that life, in all its rhythms, is still unfolding. And you, dear friend, are still dancing right in the middle of it. Right in the middle of it. And that's exactly where you're meant to be. Sometimes we think that slowing down means we're somehow less involved in life, like we stepped off the main stage and into the background. But music reminds us that every song has its quiet parts, its pauses, its gentle verses, and those moments are just as meaningful as the grand chorus. In fact, sometimes they're the most powerful. You see, music isn't just about noise or melody. It's about presence, about being here, really here, in your body, your memories, your breath. It's the feeling of hearing your favorite song after years and realizing you still remember every word. It's that subtle smile that forms when a tune takes you back to your first love, your old neighborhood, the kitchen where you danced barefoot while the kettle boiled. These aren't just nice feelings. They're life-affirming ones. They light up the brain in ways that no pill or vitamin can. When you sing along, hum softly, or even just listen with attention, you're feeding your mind and spirit. That's the kind of nourishment that keeps you feeling like you, not just surviving, but really living. And let's not forget how music helps us connect with others. If you've ever been to a gathering where someone started singing and suddenly everyone joined in, you know how magical that is. No one asks who can carry a tune. No one worries about being pitch perfect. It's about sharing the moment, the rhythm, the joy. Whether you're at a family get-together, a community center, or even just sitting on the porch with a neighbor, music has a way of bringing people closer. It sparks conversation. It invites memories. It opens the door for laughter. And sometimes a few tears, too. The good kind that clear the fog from the heart. Even if you live alone, music still keeps you connected. Maybe your grandchildren send you playlists. Maybe you and an old friend swap favorite songs over phone. Maybe you sing with a virtual choir or tune in to a radio show that plays the oldies just the way you remember them. However it shows up, music brings a sense of belonging, of not being alone in the world. It says, someone else has felt what you're feeling, and turn it into something beautiful. And isn't that what we all need? A little beauty to carry us through the ordinary days. A little reminder that our stories matter, that our emotions are valid, that we are still part of the dance. So here's what I want you to take with you today. You don't have to overhaul your life to feel better. You don't have to chase after the latest health trends or force yourself into routines that don't fit. Sometimes the most powerful changes are also the most joyful. Let music be one of them. Start simple. Create a playlist of songs that lift your spirit. Add a few that calm you down, a few that make you move, and one or two that make you cry in the best way. Keep it nearby. Play it while you tidy up, go for a walk, or enjoy your morning coffee. Let it become part of the rhythm of your day, like sunshine to the window or the kettle whistling. If you're more adventurous, Try picking up an instrument you once played or always wanted to try. Even if you just learn a few notes, it's not about being a virtuoso. It's about keeping your brain curious, your fingers nimble, your heart open. Or join a local music group, a choir, a drumming circle. You'd be amazed how quickly strangers become friends when they're singing together. And remember, even if you can't carry a tune in a bucket, sing anyway. Loud, soft, in tune or not. Sing in the shower, in the garden, in your heart. Sing because it feels good. Sing because you're alive. It's never too late to tune in, to reconnect with your favorite songs, to discover new ones, to let music hold your hand as you walk through the years ahead. Not with fear, but with rhythm and grace. Because at the end of the day, music isn't just sound. It's medicine, it's memory, it's movement, it's meaning, and it's yours for as long as you want it. So don't leave it behind in your youth. Bring it forward with you. Let it evolve with you. Let it accompany your mornings, your evenings, your quiet moments, your celebrations. You got a whole symphony of experience inside you. Decades of joy, pain, laughter, loss, love, and hope. Let music give those memories a voice. Let it bring color to your days, warmth to your spirit, and strength to your steps. You've made it this far, and you deserve to enjoy every note of what's ahead. So, if this video spoke to you, let me know in the comments. What songs bring you joy? What music has helped you through tough times? Share your stories. I'd love to hear them. And if you know someone who could use a little tune-up of their own, send this video their way. Don't forget to like and subscribe for more gentle, uplifting ways to feel better every day, not just in body, but in soul. And until next time, take care of yourself, keep your heart open, and keep listening for the music, because life always has a song to sing, and you're still one of its most beautiful notes. Here's to living your best life at any age, one beat at a time.